think I'm just gonna paint some mountains, and I just sketched out random lines. Whenever I'm painting my own stuff, I don't really put too much thought in it. I just line. Hopefully it works out. But I've got kind of the same colors as last time. I think the only addition, I've subtracted some and added some, so I'll just go through them. Raw umber, sap green, ivory black, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson. I added a little bit more titanium white, yellow, Hansa yellow, yellow ochre's left over, and then some cadmium red. And yeah, this one, I think I'm just gonna do a mountain range of some sort. I haven't really thought it out too well, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, first thing, I just gotta wipe off my brush I use for titanium white, make sure it's dry. If there's any water in it, you kind of get into a mess. Oh, that was my phone. Alright, and I didn't put any liquid white on it already, so I'm just going to do that real quick. This is a mixture of half Grumbacher titanium white and half linseed oil. Basically a tube of their oil, and then half a tube of their titanium white. Kind of makes enough to fill up a little jar, this little size jar. Works pretty good. That's what I use. Well, you can use whatever you want. Just need thin oily paint if you're trying to do this style, or if you're doing another style, you don't have to worry about it. But because there's lots of ways to paint, you just gotta find the one that works for you. Makes it happen. Just making sure I got it applied evenly all over. Might need a little bit more here. Kind of running low too, so I'll have to make some more here in a bit. Probably next week before the stream, and on the weekend. Alright. Make sure I get it in the middle, on the sides. That's usually where I miss. Especially down here in the bottom, I always miss that spot. Alright, get over here. Up there, up in the top, right there, I missed a spot. I can tell if I missed it just by the glare. I'm using the glare of that light to tell where I put the paint already. You can also get gray gesso and put that down instead of the white gesso. And then you can really tell if you've not applied it. It's very easy to see. Alright, I think that's good enough. I might run over it one time with the towel because it looks like I over applied it in some spots. But we can do that here in a second. Just going to clean up with water real quick and shake it out. There we go. And I never beat the brush either. I know some people commented, you don't beat the brush. I usually don't, because it messes up the bristles, pops the bristles out and messes up them. So I don't do it very often. If I had an infinite supply of brushes, then I would do it, but I don't. Alright. Just making sure I get the gunk out of there. There's sometimes with the water mixed oils, they get, I don't know, sticky leftover residue even after using the water. So just gotta make sure you get most of that out. Here we go. Alright. Let's get started. Oh wait, I said I was gonna wipe off the canvas. That could have been bad, could have not been bad too, but I just noticed towards the top I had too much white on it. Maybe some there. And I can tell if I have too much if I can see the brush strokes. If you can see brush strokes on it, that means there's too much in that spot. There's some right there. Okay. That's the logic I use at least. Alright. 2.5 inch brush. Just wiping the tips off on there. Had some stuff on it. Alright, we'll go in Prussian blue. Prussian blue into the top. This is going to be a cold painting, very cold. Go to the left. And I'm just going to put the sky. The sky's only going to be up here. It's not going to go deeper than this. And I want it to be kind of pale too. I don't want it to be too much. For acrylic, there are mediums for wet on wet. All I use is shampoo and craft white paint. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty interesting. So you can thin it down if, or does the shampoo, I guess, makes it slow down or slow drying, more slow drying. There we go. All right, we get that. Now I guess we can add in, I'm going to do most of this with the palette knife actually. I'm not going to do too much with actual brushes, except for maybe over here. I wonder if, I was going to make this water, but what if instead I just made this like clouds? what if we just put clouds in there? That'd be pretty interesting. And these are just like mountaintops. That'd be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. It's Prussian blue, alizarin crimson. At least I think that's alizarin crimson. I can't tell. Maybe I'll add some white paint to see. Ah, that's good. That's good. Maybe we'll add some brown. I don't want it to be too blue. There we go. All right. Let's just fire in a big, this will be a peak. And then we'll go over, maybe there's another peak right there. These are big peaks. Big old peaks up here. Just hanging out. Maybe there's another one. A little tiny one right there. And he comes over. I'm just scrubbing in. Scrubbing in and then scraping off. There's another little one right there. I don't know. We're just practicing. We're just practicing painting here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do here. Alright. Now we'll go grab this 2-inch brush and we're just gonna pull this down a little bit. Pull this down. I don't want to pull it down too much because it might get into the clouds that I wanted to do. Or might do. I don't know. Do we want to do clouds? It'll be interesting. It's whatever people want to see. There we go. I think that's good enough. Got some shapes. I'll drop that towel in there because it's very dirty. I'm going to wipe off this 2-inch brush for the next layer. Alright. You could also use the fan brush for highlighting, but I think I'm just going to stick to the palette knife, except for some of these tops. I want to fuzz them out some more. They're a little too broken up. I don't know if it shows on the camera, but they're just like, just a bunch of weave. You can see the weaves in the canvas. You don't want to see those. Just get those out of there. Get them out of there. Okay. Now we can go in. Let's add in, which side do we want the sun to be on? Left side? Left side. Let's try left side. I don't do left side very often, but it's good to practice. I can actually make this a darker blue, or lighter blue for shadows. I just had some blue in there, so I figured I'd mix it up already. All right. Let's try and highlight these. Left side. And this Grumbacher works very, very well for highlighting mountains. I cannot overstate how well it works. It's a very, very thick white. A little sticky, but not super sticky, to the point where you get mad. I'm just gonna throw in some here. He comes over there. I don't know. Pull him down. Make a cliff there. just making cliffs and whatnot. Put one here. Maybe it goes up here. I don't know. This is a lot of mountains to do, but it's just for practice. All right. I haven't done a full canvas full of mountains in some time. Maybe it swings this way. I don't know. All right, now we'll get this blue color. We'll fill in some of these. Not all of it, just some. Just fill in. Scrape that in. Might need to mix up some more here in a second. There we go. What color did I use there? I think I was just Prussian blue. Or no, that was this color in white. Maybe. I'm not sure. They all look the same. That's the problem. That's the problem. Alright, pull that over here. Oh wow, something just opened up. That's not good. Sorry about that. Something just popped up on here. Now I gotta sign back in on, hopefully it didn't break the stream. Looks like the stream is, okay, stream's still up. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. The whole thing just kind of froze up and turned white and popped up the login window. Okay, I think it's still up. Sorry about that. I was freaking out a bit. But we're good. We're good. Okay. I think I was highlighting up here. I just wanted to put some in. Oh, this is a totally different color. That's okay. Just kind of throwing it in. Now I can tap out the bottom. Alright, I'll go over. The canvas was not formally secured. That could have been really bad. Alright. I think I didn't push it tight enough. There we go. Not the first time that's happened. Glad my reflexes caught it. I'm not completely out of my reflexes yet. Alright. Let's try this again, but maybe less force. There we go. That's good enough. Wipe that off. That could have been really bad. Ooh. We'll do, what do we want to do? I think I said I wanted to do clouds. So we could do lake, we could do clouds. I don't really know. I feel like clouds might be a little more interesting in here. But I gotta make sure all the paint's, most of the paint's out, otherwise it won't work. Let's confirm that, or take away the paint here. Alright. What happened? I think I forgot to secure the canvas from. I put the canvas up in between, and then I forgot to actually screw the things in. So then it just fell off. Oh well. It happens. All right. Let's use. We're doing clouds, so let's just use white here. We can do big fluffy clouds here. We can do flat clouds. Maybe we do a little bit of both. but they gotta be kind of thin. They gotta be flat, and they just gotta be right in the middle. Something like that. And then we'll go back in. I might need more white too, but actually, in between each of these, I'll blend them up. Just so there's like a thin layer in between each one. I'm going to do a few of these. Alright, there we got that one. Now we'll drop in another one. And a really old fan brush works good for this. Alright, we'll go back here and we'll blend them out. I'm just going to do this a bunch of times. The more layers, the more deep it'll look. Get some more white. Go back in here. I'm just going to go all the way. Maybe right. I guess we can fill in all that. It doesn't really matter. You can fill in everything. Something like that. Keep going. One more here. Maybe this one's weird. Maybe he actually goes up. Comes back down. Doesn't need to be. They don't all need to be the same. You can have different clouds. Just like people. They're all different. There we go. Another layer. How many more do you think we'll have? 3, 4, 2? I don't know how many more times I can do this. There we go. One more, 2 more, 1, 2, 3 more. Let's do 3 more. Make them count. Make them count. And this side's actually going to get covered up, I think. I'll just cover it up with the mountain, so it don't matter too much. Alright, I'll grab one more here. How many did we say we're doing? 3 more? Three or 2? I don't know. I think I can fit one more in. There we go. And then maybe he just stops over here. Maybe a little bit more down there. He'll get covered up though. Alright. There we go. So we've got a valley, some clouds, and then we need another mountain to close them in. And for that, I'm just going to use that purple color, some black, really dark blue. I guess that's dark purple because we mixed crimson Prussian blue. I'll make sure I don't get too much in there. Break this off there. Just make sure it's in the weaves of the canvas. Don't want any spots here. Definitely don't want any spots. And if I was thinking ahead, I probably would have done these clouds after the fact, but that's fine. You don't need to think ahead when you paint. Unless you want to, then you can. I'm not a professional. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright. Let me get this in here. I can't remember what we said. We say the highlights. Yeah, highlights are on the left. So this might be a little tricky. I'm gonna try and. There we go. Get get as much paint as I can off. There we go. And then I'll wipe this off. And I saved that spot that at the bottom. I kind of just want to put a hill, maybe like a rolling hill down there. I don't know. Anything. All right, let's see if this works. Just kind of surgically blending. Gonna be close. Oh man, that was tough. My hand was a little shaky there. Alright, I missed the spot. That's gonna bug me. There we go. Alright. So we got our big old... Is this not focused? I hope this is not. Looks like the phone was just turned off. Sorry about that, folks. Hopefully this works. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that's better. I think, oh, it should be better. It wasn't focused. I think I bumped it or something. Sorry. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just painting with friends. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Highlights are on the left. Let's see. Well, this mountain's closer. What does that mean? What does that mean if it's closer? Means they might be a little darker? I don't know. Or maybe they're brighter. Who knows? I surely don't. Alright. Hey, it comes down here. And it's getting really dark there at the bottom. Alright, here we go. This might be a little bit too bright. Oh, actually, that's really good. That's what I wanted. There we go. There we go. It's fine. The camera looks fine. Okay. I was freaking out for a second. Sorry about that. I don't really know how much of these I actually want highlighted. I gotta mix up some darker color. Maybe I'll just reuse that. I guess this is purple. I don't know. We're at the point where all the colors blend together for me and I can't really tell what I'm doing. Alright, we'll throw that in there. Oh, messed that up a little bit. You can always fix a broken mountain edge by just going over it a few more times. And maybe we'll just add a little bit. Make it even brighter there. There we go. Something like that. I don't know. Is that a cliff or a mountain edge? Alright. Probably should have put that one in before. So if you're painting along with me for some reason, make sure you do that. Maybe I'll put that as a note in. Alright, now we gotta... I might as well just mess these up. Let's mess them up. There we go. Might as well mess them up and then we can add them back, make them better. Alright. With the white. Right back in there. He won't go all the way. He'll only go part of the way. Let's fix up where we were before. Here we go. I gotta wipe this one off. It's got some dark purple or blue or red. One of those colors on it. Blend it just a little bit. Very small motions, very small. Like I'm just barely moving. Blend upwards. All right. Earlier, I saw the biggest wasp or hornet. I was getting my pane gloss varnish on. All of a sudden, I knew it was going to be a roll on 3 per main. Game of size 9. I mean, wasps and hornets, those are scary things. I have a bunch of them around my house, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just going to fill in that spot there. Just make the clouds go all the way across. I still haven't varnished it. I don't think I've ever varnished a painting. I should do that at some point. Got some globs of paint in there. All right. We got these big old mountains. And they're just hanging out here. Let's add in. Actually, let's stick with the palette knife. Why not? Sap green. Ivory black. Very dark green. You're probably thinking I messed up here. Maybe I did, I don't know. I want this to be like a hill hanging out here in the, like, I don't know, maybe it's something like you would stand out here and take the pic. This is where you would take the picture of those big mountains, something like that. That's all I'm doing here. This color almost looks like a phthalo green. At least to me. I don't know. Probably isn't, but to me that's how it looks. I'm just getting it all in the weaves. Sorry if that scraping is really annoying too. I'm just trying to get it scrubbed in there best I can. There we go. There's a bump there in the middle that's making me upset, so I'm going to fix that. This is fantastic. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. All right, let's fix this guy. All right, there we go. He's fixed. Now I'm going to grab the old 2-inch, and we're just going to pick that paint up off the side because I don't want it there. I'm just going to blend. You're probably thinking, you spent all that effort putting that paint down, and you're just blending it out. What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Well, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I like, if I'm doing rolling hills, I don't really need that much texture that the palette knife gives me, so that's why I'm doing it that way. I'm going to go over the edge too, because I want it to look a little fuzzy. I don't want it to be so rigid as the cliffs, because this is a gentle hill. All right, now we got this big old space here going into the yellow, straight Hansa yellow. Just left, right, right, left, jiggle it in there. This is the what brand is this? Daniel Smith Hansa yellow, so it's a lot stickier, a lot more firm. I'm just tapping. I might not even be able to see it because this is one of them colors that gets immediately canceled out. If I was thinking, I could have used, I have Grumbacher Max Cadmium Yellow. I could use that instead, but I didn't use it, and that's okay. We're just tapping in some colors here. Thank you. This is number 2. I'm going to use the yellow ochre here. I need like a dropped brush counter. That's what I need. And people can laugh at me. I'm just going back over these spots that I missed up here. And then if you really want to, you can go into the white. And then touch around the edge. Maybe a little bit more on the white, like straight white. This might be too much. Probably too much. Yeah, it's too much. But we realized our mistake early, and we fixed it. Ish. We kind of fixed it. Alright, I think that's good. What are we missing? I feel like this bottom part's kind of empty. What should we add? I don't know. We did this on the last one, but we got some of these dark colors left. Why not add a little path? There he comes down. Won't really be able to see it until we fully highlight, but there we go. Just a little path, something to give it some direction. Could put a fence, but I feel like that'd be too tall for or too high for a fence to be. Alright, let's do, wish I had more bright yellow, but I don't. So, we'll just use ochre, yellow ochre, Hans yellow, and some white here. Actually, no, we don't want to do that first. We want to do that second. We want to highlight it first. And this is just the gentle pulling right to left, almost horizontal. That's how I'm holding the knife here. It gets really annoying here at the bottom. I run into the knobs, but that's okay. Alright, there we go. Good. A little too bright there. A little too bright there. Fixed. Alright. Now we'll throw in this color. I just came up with an idea. Add a little person like at the end of the path looking at the mountains. That's a good idea. I'll do that. Alright, let's add these little... Gotta just straighten up the path just a little bit. Not too much. Maybe some grass when we get closer. You know, push in a little bit, make it look like there's actual grass down here. And this is the hill here, so we don't actually want to highlight that. Put some up here, some over here, just a little bit. Straighten them up. Alright, that's good. And now, the finishing touch. I do have some dark color there. Let's see if I can do this. I almost never paint people in paintings, so might just look like a blob. But let's see if we can do it. Got a little head. Maybe give him some shoulders. Little shoulders here. And then they're just standing off in the distance. A leg. Another leg. Legs are kind of blended together. I know I said I was not a professional. Alright. If I had some black, I would add some black to this, because that would make it look really good. Alright, there we go. There we got a leg. There we got another leg. Maybe it's a dress. I don't know. Looks more like a football player than anything. Honestly, looks like Boba Fett with the... He has a long tunic and the little antenna sticking out on his helmet. Maybe that's what we'll say this is. Oh, I gotta sign it, sorry. I like it though. Alright, let's use this. I'm gonna sign it real quick. Thankfully no thunderstorms came through, so that's good. Usually we get lots of thunderstorms here in the afternoons. It's a little too dark, I might add some light. There we go. There we go. That's signed. And we'll do one here. And the date, 22 for the year. Alright. I think that's good enough. We'll rinse this out and take it down. See how we did. Hopefully it's good. Alright. I would call this the Explorer. I like it. I'll call it that too. I screwed it in a little too tight after I knocked it down. Here it is, here it is. The Explorer. Thanks for the idea, Billy. It came out pretty good. See that little person there? Little blob, but that's okay. Alright. Well, thanks everybody for joining.